And I think there is a tricky difference between discernment and judgment. So there's a difference I see between, even if it's an illusory separation, even if it's an illusion, but there's a difference between discerning and judging. And I think our minds have actually been taught to judge, not just in preference, I like this more or that, but in that is, I'm now saying, I'm concluding that is right or it's wrong, that is good or it's bad. It can be very divisive, very polarized, very charged. We can even be righteous about it. We can be righteously right about it's this, it's all this, it's only this, it's never that, that's bad, this is good, no matter what it is we are talking about. I sense that there is a pretty big distinction between what that judgment is, which feels like a shallow, mindful bandwidth of polarity and charge that we're kind of taught and we sort of read and regurgitate. We're taught this is right, this is wrong. That's not us moving into the depth of us and actually asking, what does this feel like for me right now in this moment? For me, I perceive my soul is better equipped with what I understand discernment to be. Where discernment, what I'm asking is, I'd like to discern, is this light for me? Is this a contribution for me? Is this true for me? What if that's my job here? What if it's not about judging and separating, but it is about being able to engage in my own decision-making tools? What if it is about me being able to discern what is a contribution for me to be and receive in this moment? And what if my soul can help me to connect with that? And my mind, when my mind is willing to be in genuine curiosity rather than in the programmed polarity of the judgment of separation of right and wrong and this only and never that. What if there is more allowance in the soul, that more understanding in the soul for these big connections, these massive unity consciousness, that the soul maybe remembers more than the mind, who has been taught and really programmed with this separation. I think the soul, who is our direct connection to source, remembers these unifications more. And when we are able to do some decision making and some assessing with the soul, I sense we are able to include this capacity for discernment of what reads through my channel, what is light, what is harmonious, what flows through and feels as though it is an expansive or light or contributive quality. And when I bring something else through and it feels sort of contractive or heavy or whatever your way of communing, if it feels like friction, if it feels non-coherent with what I have within me, then perhaps I'm discerning that that either isn't true, isn't for me, or is bringing up something that I require to look at, and now I have more questions. So I think that for me, as a decision-making tool, engaging the soul, our resistance can sometimes show us, it can teach us about what our programming is in terms of judgment, but also what it is that we might desire or require to move through that might not be what we think. It might not be just ignore it forever and it'll go away, which might be what the mind would like. Sometimes it does desire us to lean in a little bit, but with genuine curiosity. Tell me about where that, what's underneath that, rather than, oh, it feels bad, push it away, separate.